Welcome everybody to the Trisbrina Show. We are going all kinds of paisley today. Somebody dressed me for the show. Well, do you ever feel stuck? Do you ever feel like things are just pointless, like you can't get good ideas, you don't have that momentum like you used to have, your energy's down, you're feeling burned out? Well, that's the topic of tonight's show. You know, a lot of people share with us that they have not been feeling the same motivation in life. They are feeling stuck, and we think this is so important to address. So we're going to unpack it tonight. And please, those of you joining us live, jump in that chat, say hi, and let's get this conversation started.
Yeah, and if you're here joining live and you want to let us in the chat, have you felt stuck, or do you feel stuck, and in what ways, so we can help you and bring that into the discussion? Because sometimes for me, feeling stuck just feels like fear of maybe making a decision, fear of moving forward.
Making the wrong decision.
Yeah, making the wrong decision. Well, what I've got isn't all that bad. What if I change and it's something different? And then as adults, it's just not the same as it was when we were in school, right? In school, there was a teacher and they were teaching us and how are we doing? And we were graded and there were other students to compare ourselves to. And we got that feedback. And hopefully we had some role models. But in adulthood, especially later in adulthood, when maybe if you've had kids, they've moved on, it can feel empty. It can feel like, what now? And in that what now, unless we make a decision to do and to not do things, it's very normal to feel stuck. It's very normal. And that's what we want to talk about, and how we can reframe that and how we can look at it and how we can shift it to use that feeling to our advantage.
Yeah, you know, as we've been discussing this for not just today, we knew this was a show we wanted to do, but people have been writing to us and telling us for well over a year, and maybe just during the pandemic it spiked, but a lot of feeling stuck, a lot of, I just don't have the same drive that I used to have. Things are just topsy-turvy. My world's turned upside down. My identity has shifted. And all these things create for a fragile internal environment that then manifests in the external, like, oh, I don't know, like all the things you were just saying to set this up. But here's the good news. Feeling stuck is just a sign. It's a sign that it's time to pay attention. And there are solutions inside of problems. The thing is, you cannot solve a problem with the same consciousness that created it. So let's talk about consciousness tonight as well. Now, we do see a lot of you joining us live, and some of you guys who are dropping in the chat, one of you, someone just said, Don said, I cannot believe you're talking about this tonight. This is something I've been feeling very stuck today. So yeah, stuck. We were at a gathering last night, and it was really cool. A lot of wonderful entrepreneurs, people are very successful in their lives. And, you know, when you go to like mastermind type environments to discuss business and marketing, and we geek out on that stuff, a lot of times it's just about the strategies of growing your business and the tactics and things like that. And this was different. This was very successful people who said, let's get real. Let's talk about the things that we're going through as entrepreneurs and as human beings. And let's get to the meat and potatoes of what it takes for us as a collective to help each other grow, because it's not just the next marketing technique. And what we found was a lot of people felt burned out. They had been doing the same thing for a very long time. They were very good at their skill.
Like a career choice, like some of you were saying in the chat.
Some were like, I've made all the money. I've done all the things. I had this drive when I was younger. It's not the same anymore. Things are shifting for me. I have a family now. I have kids now. I don't have the same hustle. And
or even in a relationship.
Yeah, there was, exactly.
People feeling not stuck, like I can't get away. So we're not saying that. You can get away. It's stuck in the decision process. It's stuck in how to feel about it and how to think about it and what is right feeling and wrong feeling and what should I do. And so I'm not making a decision in this example of relationship, you would feel stuck because at least I have somebody, right? Like that kind of thing. What if I move on? What if I make that choice? What if I tell
It's
that
scary.
person what I need and it doesn't go over well? And then I'm not stuck, but I'm alone. That's the looping that can lead
Sabrina,
to stuck.
I haven't told you all. I had a private session today with somebody who wanted to talk about that exactly in a relationship, feeling stuck. It was a caregiver situation, and their identity has shifted, and they are, concerned about making those decisions and how it's going to in the marriage, how it's going to impact the relationship. There's already friction. How do I navigate that? So a lot of stuff here to unpack.
Yeah.
And in regards to the folks that we met with last night, what was wonderful was people were willing to get real and expose in a way, this is where I'm feeling abundant and this is where I'm feeling lack. And the lack was in like drive. How do I get the energy to get unstuck and move forward into the next version of me? Which is really a beautiful question to start asking. Who were you then and who are you now?
Yeah.
Because the same tactics and strategies that you were using when you were younger and you had a different driver behind that is completely different, most likely for who you are today. Or you might be trying to use that same drive to keep going now and it feels like a fight.
Or you may feel like you lost something and you're trying to get that back. So I'm going to share what it's like for me.
Do it. Please.
Do it.
Go.
So this is very, very clear to me, and it's something that I've shared before, is a few years ago I started feeling, where is my gung-ho? Where is my, yes, get out of my way. Get the heck out of my way. And just taskmaster, achieve, nonstop, incredible traits.
Yeah.
But where are they coming from?
Right.
So going to school, I studied. So it was set up with grades. Oh, there was a way to achieve. Oh, there you can get an A, B, C, D, F. Okay, I'm going to get an A. Oh, you can get the top A or the lower A. I want the top A. Oh, class rank. Oh, got to go for that. Oh, you're in a ballet company. Who gets the lead? Oh, you got to be thin. Okay, however you thin, I'm going to be thinner. I'm going to get an eating disorder to be thin enough. Just achieve. Get the part. Stay up all night. Build the business. No matter what. It was this no matter what. Now, I'm a big believer in my life. I say a lot, the show must go on. If I've got some sniffles, I'll say, I have some sniffles. Show must go on. I feel like I milk it. But this drive was coming from a self-worth issue. Not the beautiful parts of those traits, but this underneath was this drive to, I want to be somebody. And I want to be successful, and I want you guys to think that I'm smart, and I want the audience to think I'm a good dancer, right? And I want to prove that I'm worthy of love, and I want to prove that I'm good, right? And that may relate back to something when I was really little, right? What do we want? We want mommy and daddy to love us. So I think in some way we're always kind of to go for that. So when I dealt with some of the anxiety, because along with that came some anxiety, when I dealt with that anxiety and had to look at the addiction to work, the addiction to nonstop, the addiction to not looking at myself, looking at others instead of myself. Here, let me take care of you. Let me take care of you. Let me take care of you so I don't have to look at me. And through meditation and the arts that we practice, coming into, oh my gosh, my value is not equal to what I do at all. Nobody cares. Nobody cares except the other people in the contest. And they've got the same issues I do, right? Your mom and dad, they don't care if you're successful. They want you to be happy, probably. Hopefully. So from this deeper place of I'm just a soul on this journey of life, and that my true mission is not to be the smartest and the richest and the best dancer. The journey is on awakening more and more into my beauty for no reason at all. Uh-oh. How do I get stuff done now? There's nothing chasing me.
I think a lot of people listening are probably connecting with that message. Have you guys felt that when the driver is no longer validate me, approve of me, fear-based driver, and now you've woken up.
Yeah.
You've stopped being that version of you, and you're like, I don't have the drive.
And it happens, I think, with age too. Everybody told me when you turn 50, you're going to so stop caring what people think about you. And I'm like, why? And they just said, just you see things differently, that you care less. I cared so much what people thought about me when I was in my 20s. I so cared. High school, oh, what a horrible experience to basically live as I am what people think about me. So I love that you brought that up, that drive changes. And you still, what if you still want to accomplish something? What if you want to change your career path? What if you want to work on your relationship with people? What if you want to be a better mom? All of these things, where do you get the gusto? Where does the drive come from?
Yeah. Can I challenge you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You could try.
So when I first met Sabrina, we were in our early 20s, and I was like, get out of that girl's way. I mean, she was a firecracker. And when I first met her, I was a little intimidated by her, truth be told. I thought, she will kick your butt from here till tomorrow because she just got things done. And that was a cool trait. I admired it. And I heard what you just said and where you were coming from. But I want to challenge this in all of us. I bet there were things that you did that were because you just loved doing them as well. They weren't like you loved dance.
Yes.
You loved learning how to go up on point. You loved being able to stretch. And now there was the comparison mode. Oh, I'm going to stretch higher than the other girl versus this feels so good to achieve more, right?
Yeah. A lot of times the competition was within myself.
Right.
Actually, now that you say that, it almost always was within myself. And again, you know how we talk about this blended self that is the beautiful, like the physical me with the invisible me, the God within me with the meat and bones me, the part of me having the human experience and the part of me having the soul experience simultaneously. That's the beautiful blending. And then there's this kind of like thought blending that I called it last night the ping pong, where there are two things going on simultaneously. There's the person who just absolutely loved to dance and at the same time had drive to notice how high the other girl's legs were because I knew mine needed to be a little higher. That's how I figured out what I needed to be, was just, sounds horrible, but like better than. I knew that I needed to be better than that if I wanted to succeed.
Just wanted to put that into the conversation. How good my shirt is. Thank you, Christine. Yes, so let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater is my point. There were things that we did that maybe when we were younger, there was a different driver, a different hustle, but there were qualities in that are still good. And maybe even bring some of those in a new way into the new identity.
Yeah.
So I would like to jump in a little bit with the energy conversation that's helped me understand this condition of where am I going to get the drive from? So stuck is just sort of an outcropping of not having energy to move forward usually, or feeling confused and not able to make a decision.
Lack of clarity.
Lack of clarity and uncertainty, right? And it breeds the doubt and the procrastination births from that. So what I noticed, and I've been through different identities, if you will, the guy with the broken back, the guy that was the big business building martial art guy, and then the new online entrepreneur guy, and then the marriage guy, and all of the different identities, right? There were times in my spiritual practice where I just didn't care about anything, kind of riffing off what you were saying.
Except being the most spiritual.
Then there was that. You got to always have your spiritual ego, right? In check, like being the Buddha God of the universe or whatever the nickname I got at one point.
Golden
Lord Buddha
God of the universe.
I thought I was all that. What a joke. Anyway, point being, there's a state, and you guys know, I'm preaching to the choir here. There's a state of consciousness that when you tap into it, you're done running around trying to do all the 1,000,001 things to get external to internal validation. It just drops off. That personality dissolves. And now you're something else. But it takes a minute to cross that bridge of moving from that, I love you said, the physical and the invisible. in that invisible connection to the formless, when you come out of those deep states, how do you bring with you drive now into doing stuff? Like, how do we get the energy to build and grow this company, this experience called Satori Method?
Yeah.
Because we're not the same kids that we were when we were on the hustle and grind trying to...
We show up live in our virtual dojo to teach at least 3 times a week.
We have a lot of projects. We're building things. There's expansions. There's new coaches. There's certifications.
We're live somewhere every day.
We're teaching. Yeah, it's kind of insane. But somebody said something last night at that table when we were speaking that it shifted for them, and you guys are going to love this because it's our tagline, or it's part of our tagline. It shifted from being about them and self-oriented into being selfless and service-based.
That was me.
I know I know you said that, but remember David was trying to come up with some Greek word and spin the word and it meant to serve.
Deserve.
Deserve means to deserve is to serve. So the conversation. Someone. It was the other person and you. Blah blah blah. So to serve. Now I'm going to bring this into the energy conversation. So there are these energy centers in your body. Those of you who are students of ours, you've heard about all this and you know about it, or you teach this. You have this energy center here. We've named this the power center because it's a very grounded, powerful feeling. You build energy in your lower dantian. It's for healing. It's for a strong physical body. It's for energy to move into this physical world and get stuff done. It's incredible energy to have. A lot of folks in the, we got a little blurry there. That's, there we go. People who are kind of living up or trying to live up here in the energy centers up here and negating this lower energy center, thinking, oh, but that's more lower primal egoic. I would challenge you on that no. You still need that energy and that drive. Now, here's something interesting. If the power center is weak, and you feel burned out, like some of the people said last night.
Yeah.
That's because you've depleted that physical chi.
Did you say depleted?
I said it with a little... when you have depleted...
When you feel depleted.
She did this to me last night. She loves to like... So when you feel depleted, right? You got a leaky life force bucket in your power center. Where's the drive going to go? It's going to be depleted out.
Yep.
Right? You're chi deficient. So this is what's so super cool for all of us who are learning energy arts, especially when you're 50, 60, 70 and beyond, and you start to notice the feeling stuff, the low energy, the lack of drive. Most likely your power center is weak. And the power center, this is really cool. She's had such a cough. Drink some water. The power center represents a type of relationship known as the relationship with yourself. Right? Not ego, with a healthy self. So you should still embrace that energy. And if you could replenish that and build that back up, you're going to notice your drive go up. Because if you think about doing something right now and you're tired, you're not going to have a lot of drive. I just don't have the energy. That's what I heard people saying last night. I'm burned out. I don't have the energy to do new stuff. Can I just wrap this up? Heart center. This is another beautiful energy center. And as your energy starts to rise, and this happens through the years and through wisdom and through hopefully energy practices and meditations, having children, having a family, your heart starts to open up more. It's not so much just about self-oriented. It moves into service, which is where the conversation was going last night. How may I serve? This is relationship with others. And there's one, and that's a driver. Because if you ask us what drives us to grow this business, we got the power center for sure.
It gives life meaning.
We love to serve. And our tagline is be love, serve love. And there's one more energy center that I'll land the plane with, this, your wisdom center. This is your relationship with source or your higher self, with the divine, with God. And when you have all three energy centers working together in union, we call the trifecta, you have a powerful driver. If you're only relying on one cylinder, the cylinder you used mostly when you were younger, you will not feel the same sense of drive.
Yep.
You open up the heart center and how may I serve, take care of my family and others, bang, now you got two cylinders. If you could add that third cylinder, I'm going to pull from Mark Twain. The most important days in your life, the day you were born and the day you realize why you were born. The reason we love meditation so much is it reminds you of why you're here.
Yeah.
You get clear, you align those three energies, and bang, you're back. You're unstuck. That's how I do it. That's how I see it.
Good job.
Thanks, babe. All right, how you guys doing?
Well, I want to ramble.
Please.
So I see a lot of people in the chat are feeling that they lack clarity and lack uncertainty. So let's just like start a little circle around that because I totally get it. So I lack clarity. Well, if I had clarity, then I would know exactly what to do and when to do it. And I would probably be predicting an outcome. And I would know exactly what was going to happen. Therefore, I would go that way. That ain't the way it works. That's not the way life works. That life is a mystery. You can think, you can have clarity, and I am deciding to move in this direction, but we don't know what unexpected miracles or challenges are going to be on that path. It's always kind of an illusion. I don't know what's going to happen to me in the middle of the night tonight. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't ever really know. The only thing I can ever have clarity, because I am not in control of the world. I am not in control of God. I'm not in control. We are not in control. So the only clarity I can ever have is in my clarity of how I want to feel. Okay, so if I'm lacking clarity in a decision, let's say we want to move, and we don't know if we want to move to San Diego or Nashville. San Diego or Nashville. I'm probably
This
going
is
to...
a hypothetical.
Yeah, I'm probably going to say, what if I move to San Diego and the taxes are too high and I can't pay them? And what if I move to San Diego and the real estate falls out? And what if I move to San Diego and there's some water issues there? There's some issues with water. And what if I move to San Diego and I don't like it and I'm stuck with a house that won't sell, or I'm stuck in a contract, right? Did you hear all of those? Okay, what if I move to Nashville? What if I move to Nashville and it's too cold? And what if I move to Nashville and then I decide I don't like the people there? What if I move to Nashville and I just don't fit in? And it's all these, like, in acting we call them like what ifs. But at the same time, I maybe I should do that exercise and say, what if I move to San Diego and I wake up every single day and the weather is almost perfect? And what if I move to San Diego and I have a piece of real estate that's just my dream place to live? And what if I move to Nashville and I get to be around live music every night? So sometimes I think the lack of clarity it's very normal for like the primal part of our brain to think about survival. And when we think about survival, the part of the brain has to think about all the things that could happen that are bad. So if I was a squirrel, I'd say, well, what if I don't have enough nuts to go through the winter, right? As a squirrel, I'm not going to think, there's going to be plenty of nuts. There's going to be lots of sunny days, right? So it's that survival instinct that sometimes is looking for the clear answer all the way to the end. But we can always think about how I want to feel. If I start thinking about how I want to feel and use that as the energy that I'm magnetizing where I want to live, I'm going to get more clarity through that feeling. And situations are going to start unfolding through the law of attraction that guide me towards the answer. But someone told a story in this meeting last night, and I don't even remember anything about the story except the ending that I liked. And it was that when this man was going hunting at night, he carried a lantern, and the lantern only showed an area like with a 3-foot radius all the way around. Like when we have to take the dogs out to poop in the middle of the night, there's no lights in our neighborhood. But that gives me enough clarity to take a next step, and then I can see a little bit more, and I have the clarity to take the next step. And then as I step forward, I'm gaining more and more clarity. When we're talking about feeling stuck, it's that we're just standing there with our lantern thinking, I only see 3 feet all the way around. I don't know what to do. Sometimes we just got to move. And it's okay to feel uncertainty, because when you move, you will have more clarity because you'll see more. What if you move forward and it's like, oh, there's something gross. I don't want to step in it. Go back and then go over that way. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change directions. And I think that as we get more mature through the years, everybody I talk to, we feel like our decisions are so final. Well, if I change my job and do that, and what if I don't like it? Well, then stop doing it and do something else. Like when we're younger, we don't think that. We think, oh, I'm going to do this, and I might do that, and I might do a little of that. And then we're older, and we think all of our decisions are so final and so heavy. And so we don't have that fun playfulness with moving forward.
You hit it right on the head, said Christina. She says, I'll put it right up there so everybody can read. So totally hit it on the head. Yeah.
Good.
I remember hearing a similar
I
analogy.
have clarity, and you have a good shirt.
Yeah, look at us. We're rocking it tonight. They talked about that in the movie The Secret, I believe, years ago. When you're driving your car, you can only see like 200 feet in front.
Oh.
But as you're driving, another 200, another
Yeah.
200, another 200. But I also like what you said. I liked your analogy because you would step forward and then you could reassess. Oh, I didn't really care for that step. We need to take action to get feedback, right? If you're just sitting still, there's no motion, there's no energy being created, and there's no feedback. I think it's really good to try new things, to do different stuff, and let your guidance, your feelings, let you know whether or not that was a good move.
Yeah.
In fact, that's kind of been my MO lately, and we could go into that when it has to do with how do you know what to do, is feeling. Our friend Ajit last night driving, he was talking, do you want to share that? It was about feeling and how he's created different things in his life.
Yeah, he's our friend. He's is he CEO of Mind Valley?
He was.
Something like that. And super fun guy, lives this real close. And he has a very similar view of the way he approaches life as we do. And he was saying when he thinks about his goals, he used to try to see all the details, which a lot of people have taught. And that, you know, even years ago, we taught that, like, what exactly does the house look like? What color is it? What does the sink look like? What kind of trees are in front? And instead shifting more into, how do I want to feel? And so when he was looking for a relationship, he said he decided to just tap into how he wants to feel around that person, and everything to do with how he wants to feel. And he is now married with 2 little babies.
Beautiful children.
And they both like to
Beautiful
practice the same religion. They like to practice the same ceremonies. Their families are very similar. It's amazing how perfect the match is. And he said he instead of thinking about all those things, this time he said, just, how do I want to feel when I'm with her? And I love that, because I can get stuck thinking, how am I going to imagine what I want when I feel like I don't know what I want? I don't know exactly what I want, but I know how I want to feel. Like maybe sometimes the feeling is just freedom. Maybe sometimes it's, I want to feel more creative. You know, maybe you don't know exactly what you want to do as a side hustle or as a second job, or as something to do with your time as you get older, how you want to express yourself and how to serve. But how does that want to feel? How does it feel? How does it feel to do that? And start thinking about that, and more answers will come to you.
I love that. Here's something else to put into this conversation that I learned from being a martial artist. We would do a lot of sparring and fighting techniques to try to figure out what worked and what didn't. And the more we would study, the more we learned about the brain, and that there is fight as an option. There's flight. I think we all know this. Fight, flight. And then there's there's freeze. Freeze on a psychological level puts you in a state of inertia. And you choose freeze when you don't think you can run. Flight, you can't get away.
Yeah.
And you don't think you can move towards it and fight or, get assertive. So you just do nothing. That's what stuck is.
Yeah.
I don't know which way to go.
Yeah.
I don't see a solution. I'm just going to stay here. But inertia doesn't solve anything, right? So what I realized was I could learn strategies for escaping and running away. I could learn strategies mentally to move towards it. And I would learn strategies to prevent myself from getting stuck in inertia. I had to keep thinking, keep moving, keep strategizing. What's my next best solution? But there's a certain identity that you're in that only sees those options. What if you shift your identity into somebody else? Then sometimes those drop away because you're not the same person. So if I'm a beginning martial artist and I'm having to defend myself against a black belt, and that's my identity and my reality, I might not know what to do. But add, a new identity, somebody with new training skills and techniques, and now I'm in a new identity, and you put me in that same thing, it might feel like a dance to me. It might actually feel like fun. So I think sometimes our old self is still hanging around trying to do stuff today. And we're ready for a new identity.
Yeah.
We're ready for an upgrade. And so I would ask you to question, what do you really want? What do you love? And what do you want to feel more of?
Yeah.
Like our friend did. He started thinking about, what do I want to feel more of? And see if you can't birth a new desire.
Yeah.
Because desire feeds drive. If you're not having new desires and you're not looking forward to trying new things with your lantern and taking a couple of steps and having some certainty there,
Yeah.
if you're not like going, what if, in a good way, then you don't get to have the new identity. Now, I love meditation because it dissolves the current identity and it makes it possible for me to shift into a new possibility. So in meditation, there's no fear. In true meditation. And there's just this energy flowing to and through you. You get tapped back into your heart, to that wise inner self, and new ideas start to spring forth. And this is, to me, the key. Because the old self probably was in the head thinking or down in the lower dantian. But when you go into the heart center, there's a brain of your being here, and you start thinking from your heart. So I would encourage you to start asking yourself from your heart, what do I love? What would I love to experience more of? And start giving yourself permission and asking, who do I need to be for that to take place?
What choices do I need to make?
And give yourself, in meditation, dissolve the old self.
Yeah.
And then there's these little moments in meditation where all the resistance is gone. And you step into this new, fresh moment. And you birth a new self, a new identity, a true identity. And now you start to get excited again, and new desires bubble up, and drive kicks in. And now you've got that drive. You're not going to be stuck in inertia.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be running away. You're going to be running towards.
Yep. And the whole thing of being stuck, if you think about it, so we feel stuck as though nothing is happening. I'm not making a choice. But don't forget, tick-tock, 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 linear time is happening.
Right.
You are on a planet that is spinning round and round. Time is passing. Things are changing. Your body is creating new cells and getting rid of others. We are maturing. We are aging. There's no such thing as stuck. You can't stay the same. We're actually choosing the same limitation over and over and over and over. Just like we said on last week's episode, that you can choose to be positive just right now, and then just right now, and then, okay, just right now. And if you do that long enough, it becomes your life. It becomes a life of looking at things through the window of what is good about this. Well, it's the same thing with feeling stuck. It's not that we just feel, I'm just stuck. It's that we're actually choosing it. I'm going to choose this affirmation. I don't have clarity. Oh, I'm going to choose it again. I lack clarity. Oh, I'm going to choose it again. I lack clarity. I'm going to choose it again. I lack clarity. It is a choice over and over and over because we're re-choosing that same thought in every single now. So when we catch ourselves, the sooner we can catch it and go, well, wait a minute. What do you mean you don't have clarity? what do you know? What could happen? What could be beautiful if we are in soul school and all the situations coming towards us are to help us grow into a more beautiful being, more connected to that invisible part of us, to the soul, to the source of all? If everything that's happening, then so what if I take a step forward and I learn something in
Right.
soul school?
Right.
Right? So what?
Let's go.
What if I take one more step and it's like, oh, wrong way. Oh, good. I learned something in soul school. I learned that this isn't the way to go. So much better. A plus. A plus.
For taking action.
But you know what? For me, when I just stay here and keep choosing, I don't know, I'm stuck. There's no A plus.
No A plus.
No A plus in soul school. you get an audit. You audited the class.
I know a lot of us felt drive outside. Like we look outside, like I'm going to go and do that, and I want to experience this. And I think that's really super cool to look into your life. Yeah. But we've been suggesting to ourselves and our students that you do what we call the U-turn. We've been talking about the heart center tonight, and how important it is to go inside and listen, because there is another level of intelligence within that is trying to break through and speak to us. And we do need to give it a chance to share with us what's up for us. Mm-hmm. And I was noticing, since we're referring to this meeting we went to last night, people that were there, they were starting to say things like, I'm not going to approach this the same way. I'm starting to be more open to the universe. I'm trying to listen more to what's happening and get guidance. And I was like, yeah, and that's what happens over time. It's a maturity. Mm-hmm. And that's your soul, by the way, calling you in to do the U-turn, because it's not going to let you off the hook. You're lucky if you're feeling a sense of emptiness.
Yep.
Because that emptiness is a calling.
Signal.
It's a signal from the divine.
Get out your lantern and go.
There's more to be had here in this life. You didn't come here just to build a house and birth children. That's amazing. And hopefully you got a lot of love experiences from your travels and your business or whatever you did, growing something, working with a team. But there's more to be had.
Yeah.
There's more to be experienced in soul school, as you said.
This party's just getting started.
You're a
soul
soul on a mission. 2 most important days: day you're born, day you know why you're born. There's more questions to ask. Why am I still here? What's up? What's up for me?
Yep.
Right? What would I like to contribute? We talked about service. How would I like to share with my grandchildren or grow a coaching practice? Whatever the thing is, your soul is still here saying there's more for you. The only reason you feel stuck, unmotivated, or empty is that I would like you to pay attention. So do the U-turn, go inside and listen. And man, when you crack the code for that thing, the drive is insane. The drive it's not insane like, oh my God, I gotta do all these things. It's like, you feel so full with this sense of
meaning, purpose,
abundant meaning, that it just starts to emanate out of you, and you actually do know what the next best step is. You become the lantern. You are the lantern. You're a walking lantern, and you just start moving through your life with such clarity. Mm-hmm. Not only that, your lantern, as it gets bigger, becomes a lighthouse.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
The lighthouse becomes a place that helps guide others. And that gives life a lot of meaning, because some of us around here, we've been around the planet a little while. You're more like an elder, more like a mature wise one. And so it's time to give that wisdom back and to realize how much you've learned. And when you step into that identity, oh my gosh, and you'll let your light shine, you become a beamer.
You can be the lantern for others, and there's nothing that feels better. I mean, that is just such a fulfilling thing, is that when you can help another, not because you're avoiding yourself, but because you have such an overflow. Right. Someone's asking where can they watch past episodes? On our website, satorimethod.com, and there's a tab called The Show.
The Show, baby. Very cool.
The show must go on.
All right. So if you ever feel stuck, now you know what to do. go inside. Listen to that deeper self.
Yeah.
Give yourself permission to feel energy in your power center. Bring yourself back online. Bring that life force back in so that you have the energy to go after what your heart is guiding you to do. And of course, always remember this beautiful wisdom center. That's where clarity illuminates. Here's my last tip for you.
And take a step.
Definitely take a step. Take an action. Take an inspired action.
Mm-hmm.
Inspiration, I think, comes from being connected to the divine. When you're aligned, it lights you up. So just start asking questions and then listen. Maybe pray and listen. Meditation is the art of listening. And listen from here. And the heart will inform the mind. And that's when you'll get the clarity. This speaks to this. This informs it. And you go, oh. You know when you have those moments where you get a pop. People call them downloads. We tend to believe that you also have an upload because there's this. And so just go in your heart, be open, just ask, like, why am I here? What's up for me? What lights me up? You know, and then it'll tell you. It really will. And then do your energy work.
Yeah.
Build the energy and serve others. And make sure you're serving yourself first, though.
Yeah.
Take care of you. All right. Well, we have new royalty-free music for everybody.
Oh, hey, thanks for showing up live. Those of you watching live and those watching the replay, thanks so much. If there's a place to comment, we love to hear from you. We're every Thursday night, live, 6 p.m. Central.
Yes, we are. We do our best to show up every week, no matter what, and bring something. So thank you for writing in and sharing with us what's up in your world. We are always listening, and we're here to serve this love. Say goodbye. We'll cough it out. Ready?